Hi everybody, this is Karen Hooley and I'm going live today with our 6th chat. I can't believe I've been doing this for 6 weeks, every single week in a row. So I'm really excited to be here. I see Linda's out there. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to pop in before I get started. If the lighting's really weird, we still are in smoke over here. It's getting better. I mean, we're down into the high hundreds instead of in the 400s with the ratings, but it still looks really overcast outside. So the light coming from the windows is just nothing. So I have my overhead light on it, and hopefully that'll be enough. So what are you guys doing today? Are you working on any projects or anything like that you want to talk about? I have a sweater that I forgot to bring in here with me that I've started finally. I've got I'm almost halfway through the yoke. So hopefully next week when I go live, I'll have more to show you. It won't be finished, obviously, but at least maybe I can lay it on me and you guys can see what I'm working on. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today, besides going over the crochet along, which I'm going to do in just a second, but is the prizes for the mystery crochet along. In a previous video, I did show you guys the yarn that Knitting Fever is wonderfully donating for the giveaway. There's six prizes you can win. There's 4 of the Rustic Lakes quads, and then there's 2 4-packs of the single Rustic Laces. They are on the other side of my desk, so I didn't want to just go grab them in the middle of this. But inside there also, I decided to add a few other things. So I wanted to show you guys what else will be in your prize bags. First of all, I finally got a restock of my stickers. So everybody's going to get the holographic Aki Blue Press, which is my book imprint. Hi, Gina. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So this is my logo for my book imprint, and it's a sticker that you can use, and it's holographic, which it doesn't show up really well on video, but there's that. And then I also got a restock of my Team Hooligan crochet hook stickers. So I don't know if you guys are seeing the words. I'm seeing them backwards. I don't know if you're going to see them normal, but so everybody's going to get one of each of these. And then the winners are also going to get one of my logo pins. It's got the back so you can put it on your project bag or whatever. But they're acrylic, which is really different from the enamel pins you usually see. I'm going to put it a little closer. So it's got a little gloss to it. They're really cool. I went with this because I got an offer just to try them out, and they're really cool. You're getting swag, yes. And then I have a few leftover stitch markers from my Modern Italian Lace Crochet book. They're an olive branch with an adjustable or the opening lobster clasps so that you can use those in your projects. And then you also get 2 coupons. I'm so excited. I still had a few goodie bags left over. So I'm going to put those in the prize bags too. One is a coupon for 20% off on your next pattern order, and that means if you order 10 patterns, you get 20% off, or if you just buy 1 pattern, you get 20% off. The coupon right now says it expires on September 30th, but since this is going to be over in October, I'm going to put it through the end of the year. So you'll be able to get that discount through the end of the year. And then you also get the coupon for Emma's yarn from 4 Pearls. It's a 20% off her yarns. So I'll put that in the cart as well, or in the goodie bag as well. So you'll get some discounts, you'll get some swags, you'll get some yarn if you win. So just remember that when you, the way to enter is if you need to be on the forum, and I have a thread in the forum, and I'll pin it when we drop the next clue. But there's a forum to show your final shawl. And after I drop the next clue next week, I will pin that to the top of the forum. And then when you're finished with your shawl, you post a full picture of your shawl completed, whether you're wearing it or it's on the blocking board, or however you want to do it. So we're going to go with that. The other thing too is you have till October 9th to finish your shawl. So that gives you a couple weeks to complete your shawl and get it going, because I have a feeling my shawl won't be completely done. Gina, I'm going to be in touch with you later today about extra yarn, because I know I'm going to need it. That's kind of where we're at. So yeah, I'm going to definitely be showing you next week the final clue, and hopefully everybody will get their shawls done by the 9th. So let's go ahead. Let's see, first here, Linda said, love those, they love the yarn and those goodie bags. I think, you know, I'm kind of jealous that I don't get to have the goodie bags too sometimes, because there's always some cool stuff. Now, granted, my swag, I have everything, but yarn, I love the rustic lace. I'm gonna have to get some more one of these days and do more with it. The colors are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm kind of bummed that the quads aren't available anymore. So you're getting like the last of the quads if you win one of those. But I like the fact that they still have the individual skeins, and you can pick your own colorways and put them together. So really excited. So let's talk about the next clue. So first of all, I want to show you my finished shawl through clue number 2. So I've got the purple and the blue together. And you'll notice someone on the forum made a comment that these rows are getting really long, and they're just going to get longer. I'm sorry, guys. It's just the way this pattern is going to work. It obviously is going to need a really good block when I'm done. You can see down there at the point how it wants to ripple a little, and that's normal just because of the way the increase is at the point. That's going to happen. It cups a little at the top. That again is the way, because of the increasing, the way we're doing it. Blocking is going to be key. I really love these colors. I see Gina's heart eyes. I really love this purple and blue together. I mean, amazing. My next color is the same yarn, the Knitting Fever Huascos, or it's Arucana from Knitting Fever. The Huasco sock, and it's the pinkish colorway. I don't have the names of them. I think they're color numbers on there. So if you're interested, let me know. I don't know, Gina, is this this tonal colorway, these colorways, are they still available? I don't know for sure, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I forgot to mention too, in the forum already, somebody caught an error in, it's just a typo. It's not going to affect your pattern in any way, really. But on row 49, where it gives you the 76 chain 3 loops at the bottom, it tells you how many loops there are. That should be chain 4 loops. And the same thing with row 53, it should be chain 4 loops. Caught it, it's going to be in the final pattern. I don't know if I mentioned last week, but I got the final shawl photos from my photographer. She's editing them right now, and I can't wait to show it to you. I don't know when I'm getting those final images, because I can't lay out the pattern without the final images. So I'm hoping that I'll have the pattern by to send to you guys all by the end of the MCAL on the 9th. But if not, I will definitely, you'll all be getting an email from me directly, everybody who purchased the registration for the Mystery Crochet Along, with a link to download the final pattern. So I can't promise, but that's the goal, okay? Okay, so let's go ahead with row 49. We're on row 49. Week 3 is row 49 to 62. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my end here. I think this is the end. Yep. Remember, I already cut the the yarn, and I have my stitch marker holding my loop for me there. And I'm going to pull that out. Put that aside, and then I'm going to join my yarn. And I showed you guys this last week, but I'm going to do it again for you. To do, no, it's kind of difficult to see, but to change colors, you're going to yarn over and do your last stitch all over again. Yarn over and pull up a loop. So do your double crochet. So you've got your 3 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 with the old color, and then grab the tail of the new color, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So now you've got your color attached. I always do the chain first because there's a chain 3 and turn. And then I remember last week I told you there's that really you don't want to knot these, but I just kind of do like a half knot so that the yarn doesn't stretch and come undone at the bottom. So there's just a little, I don't know if you can see that, where I just tie it really loosely. You can kind of see it right here. That'll be easily pulled out when I go to weave in my ends. So we're going to chain 3 and turn, and then you're going to double crochet in that first double crochet. Oh, and I should mention too, clue 3, if you haven't looked at it, you've got the instructions and you've got the chart. So you can work either way or both. So you're going to chain 3, turn, you're going to double crochet in that first one. So you've got your first increase there. Then you're going to chain 1. And you're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. And then you're going to single crochet in the next chain 1 space. So there's my turning chain, there's my first double, there's a chain 1, there's a double crochet, and then here is that first chain 1 space. So you're going to single crochet down there. So that's going to kind of make it look a little short, but that's okay. That's what we want in this. Okay, cool. Continue other ways, Huasca sock, okay. Okay, cool. Cool, Gina, that's awesome. Okay. Oh, and cotton, yes, I like the cotton a lot. That was when my unboxing, and I'm gonna be pulling that out soon. Okay, so we've got our chain 1, or our single crochet in that chain 1 space. And then you're gonna chain 4. And you're going to skip the next 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to single crochet in the space between the last skipped double crochet and the next double crochet. So there isn't a chain 1 in there, but there's kind of a space in between them. So kind of like last week where we worked between the double crochets to make those V stitches, same idea. So there's my chain 4. Oops, hard to see with my hook in my hand. Put that down. Okay, so there's my chain 4 right there. And then in between this double crochet and that double crochet, I put this single crochet in there. Okay, and then repeat from the asterisk. So the asterisk was started with the chain 4, 3, 4. Skip 4 double crochets and then single crochet between the last skipped and the next double crochet. So you're going to do that all the way across. So basically what you're doing is you're creating a bunch of chain 4 spaces. Now, because of the nature of the angle that the shawl is going at, you might find that those chain 1 spaces are really tight against the top of your stitches. That's okay. The next row is actually, sorry, I'm dropping stuff over here. The next row is actually going to open that up for us. 3, 4. So I'm just going to do that. And what's really cool about this first row for this clue is that you can eyeball it too, because you know each one of those V stitches is 2 double crochets. So you can just, I skip 2 V stitches and then put your single crochet in. Does that make sense? Has anybody started the clue? I know I dropped it yesterday. Yesterday was a whoa crazy day for me. In the morning, I had a pre-build meeting for our house. And I'm really excited because we got to go to the lot and they had painted out the floor plan or the footprint of the house so I could actually see my husband and I could actually see how it's going to sit on our lot. And they showed us where, all the doors were going to be and how big the yard was going to be and where the fencing will be and all that stuff. So it was really exciting because next week they're going to break ground on the foundation. We're really excited. And then yesterday afternoon, my daughter and I went for the first time wedding dress shopping for her. And surprise, surprise, she found a dress. First time out, which it took me twice, and she found it the first time out. So it's beautiful. It's the dress that both of us teared up and got emotional. So we know it was the dress. So we're very excited. But I wasn't able to do this video yesterday because of all that. So I'm wondering how many of you guys got started, and did you guys run into anything other than those typos in the pattern about the chain 3 and versus chain 4, which honestly happens a lot in all patterns. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. As much as we have things tech edited and charted, and sometimes little things like that, like a chain 1 space or a chain 2 space get, transposed, or originally when I was designing this, I was using a chain 3 space and it was way too tight. So what happened with me is that I went through the pattern and I updated all the chain 3s to a chain 4, but I forgot to do it in the stitch count section. So, and even with my tech editor going through this, sometimes those little things like that at the end just kind of get lost. So I've noticed with other patterns that I bought from other designers or yarn companies and stuff, that every once in a while I'll see that. And it's just it's a visual thing. Sometimes it's hard. It's why I have started having pattern testers test all my patterns. In the case of a mystery crochet along, I know a lot of my testers like to do the mystery. So I kind of get my testing of my pattern done while we're doing the mystery crochet along. So you guys are helping me as well as having some fun doing a new pattern. So I'm going to go all the way across. I'm going to do this for this one side, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the next row because I think this is going to take a while to get all the way across. But I want to make sure I can show you the next row so that you don't have a problem getting it going. 2, 3, 4. Can't count and talk at the same time. This is really hard. Team Hooligan. Yep, Team Hooligan is what you guys are. You guys are all always helping me out, and I hope that what I do helps you guys out too. I'm really excited because that's what I should tell you guys while I'm doing this. My website was down for 2 days, and part of it was the web host company. Hi, Martha. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Part of it was the web hosting company. I'm in the process of looking for a new company. But also I think I've mentioned before that I'm working on a platform for classes that'll be, kind of like the Craftsy model where you can purchase the pattern or the class and you always own the class, that kind of thing. Because there's some of my classes out there that I teach live that are hard to teach on Zoom. And the only other way I could teach them other than live is to do a, full-on class on a platform like that. So that's what I'm working on. And I found out my theme that I was using for my website does not support the class platform very well. I could do it, but it would look ugly. So I had to find a new theme. And so both between first for almost a full day working with the hosting company, trying to get that website up. And then I figured I was down, I might as well get the theme going. So if you have a chance, go to my website and take a look at the new theme. There's a little bit of stuff there that needs to be tweaked. I just put in a support request to the designer of the theme. Like my blog page looks really weird right now. So I don't know if it's something on my end that I'm missing and I just haven't seen. So yeah, I have a new theme. So It actually is really cool. My daughter, actually, my 22-year-old daughter loves it. So, you know, it's a good thing when the younger generation really likes stuff like that. Linda, oh, you have my Craftsy class. You know, a lot of people have said that to me too. I don't know how many of you know, NBC Universal took over Craftsy, renamed it to Blueprint. And Blueprint, I don't even know how to even describe my experience with Blueprint. They honored all of our contracts and stuff like that, but my income from my classes actually dropped like 80% from what it was when I was getting Craftsy, when we were still Craftsy. Well, then NBC Universal decided to sell again, and I don't know all the details on why, but they sold to another company that actually is bringing back, yeah, Linda is right. Actually, if you go to craftsy.com now, Craftsy is back. It looks different, but they brought back the name Craftsy. They're trying to work with all of the instructors who have classes. I have 2 classes on Craftsy, to bring things back, kind of similar to what Craftsy was, but because they've had the platform for 20 years, they are using their platform. They're just moving our stuff over. So if you took notes on any classes, or all of the comments are gone, all the questions are gone, that kind of thing, there's no way to bring all that stuff back. And they're working. They are working so hard, Linda, to bring all of the student classes back. This was a massive undertaking. And one thing I can tell you, working with them directly as an instructor, is they care. They really care. And that they're not even doing things for the instructors until they get all the students back to where they were. I have 2 classes, Linda. I have Fair Isle Crochet, and I have another class called Mix and it's a tongue twister for me. Mix and match crochet bag techniques. And in that class, I teach, well, the Fair Isle class, I teach my technique that I use for color work. And I do it so that it mimics what true Fair Isle looks like, knitted Fair Isle. And then the second class is, I teach you how to make 2 bags. One is a drawstring bag. The other one is like a project bag type thing. But I teach you 3 stitch patterns and how to mix and match them to make those projects. You have the pattern for the exact ones I have, but I also teach you, you know, this is what you need to do to make the pattern work with these stitch patterns. And then at the very end of that class, I teach how to add some modifications to the project bag, like how to put a hook holders in there and how to put a keychain in there to you know, hold your keys, and how to, you know, put in a cell phone pocket, that kind of stuff. So thanks, Gina. I appreciate that. My Fair Isle class is a lot of fun. It's my most popular class, and it was the first class I did for Craftsy. It's also very, very popular live. The only thing I can't do is I can't refilm something similar and put it on my own website. Otherwise I would, because that's what my contract is that it's too close to what they are. I can still teach it live, but I can't teach a video class because my contract states that I cannot do a competing video class of anywhere, whether it's myself or someone else. So unfortunately, the only way to get that class, unless you see me live, is through Craftsy. Oh my gosh, you might have both. You might have both. Wow, a lot of classes, Linda. Okay, so I am at the center point now of row 49. I don't know why I was going to say 52. Row 49. And it says to repeat from the asterisk across to the last 4 double crochets before the next chain 1 space. So what I did was here, as I actually did the next part. And I actually did that wrong because I was talking. So let's do that again. So here's the last single crochet, and here's the last chain 1 space, or the chain 1 space before the point, and here's the 4 doubles. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so You're going to chain 4, which I did right. You're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space. You're going to chain 1. You're going to double crochet in the marked stitch, which is their center point, and then you're going to chain 1 again. And you're going to single crochet in the chain 1 space next to it. So that point, here we go. The point is the same. Because you're doing single crochets on either side, it makes that double crochet right here a little shorter. But you can see here, the blocking will fix that again. There's a chain 1 space on either side of that double, and then there's a single on either side. Oops, I put that single crochet through part of the stitch. There we go. There we go, that looks better. All right, so that double crochet gets kind of squished down if you look at it, but if I stretch it, you can see it's a double crochet. And then you're gonna do the same thing. You know, I might as well just go all the way across. I have time, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're just going to keep doing what we were doing, the chain 4, and then single crochet between the 4th skipped and the next double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so my platform is going to be it's going to be a similar idea. And actually I have been tossing around the idea of doing something like Patreon too, where you have the option to subscribe to my courses, because I have a list of courses that I am going to have on that website, on my own website that you can purchase. And some of them will be offered in a way where when I launch the class the first time, I'll have a limited number of signups, and you'll still work the class at your own pace, but you will have, like, I will have a calendar of Zoom office hours where you can sign up to talk to me directly during the class, you know, once a week or once every other week, or whatever works, whatever you need. So you get some live instruction one-on-one. So there is that option too. So look for that. And then also next month, I'm going to be teaching a Zoom class. If you're not on my newsletter, you might want to get on, because I am going to start promoting that class. Probably not this week, but next week. And it's the Radical Reversals Shell class. I did a sample class with a guild recently, and I had so many people asking me when am I going to teach it for everybody else. So I'm still trying to, I needed to get my Zoom upgraded, which I'm going to probably do later this week or next week. And then I will launch the class registration. And it's a 90-minute class, and you'll learn how to do the stitch, and we'll talk about how to figure out how the multiples work, so that if instead, because we'll be doing a scarf in the class, if you're interested in doing a blanket or something else, what the multiples are, so that you know how to start your starting chain for a bigger project, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're signed up for my newsletter. What else? So that'll probably be my last class for the year. Usually what I do is I take November and December off, and that's my big planning push. So and that'll also give me time to finish filming all the stuff for my first class that I want to go live on January, probably not January 1st. January 1st is a holiday, but around after January 1st. So, and January 1st is my birthday. So I don't usually try to work on my own birthday. So, okay, this row actually goes really fast. And for those of you who are getting, you know, thinking, oh my gosh, there's so many stitches. The every other row on this clue are going to go fast, because you're going to be chaining 4 and doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing right now. So I'm almost at the end. You can see I'm almost at the end of the row here. So just a few more chain loops. 2, 3. 204 classes on Craftsy. That's a lot of classes, Linda. But you know what? It's worth it. I mean, when Craftsy was Craftsy, I used to get classes all the time too. I had a hard time with Blueprint, even though the platform was really the same. It just didn't have the same vibe anymore. So I'm really hoping that because we're going back to Craftsy and the people that have bought out the platform really want that Craftsy vibe, and just talking to them, it's really feels like Craftsy again. So I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm going to do any more classes with them because right now they can't film anyway because of the COVID restrictions. But they don't know exactly when and where. Well, it would be filmed in Wisconsin. I think they're in Wisconsin or Minnesota. I can't remember. Wisconsin, I think. And they have because they've been doing classes for 20 years. They have the studio. They just don't know how they're going to do it all right now. So. Okay, I'm almost there. So we're going to repeat these chain 4 spaces that we're making until we get to the last 4 double crochets at the end of the row. So it's very similar to what we did at the tip. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm there. Okay, so here's the last 4 double crochets before the chain 1 space. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my thumb is coming through the chain 1 space. So I'm going to chain 4. I'm going to single crochet in that chain 1 space. Then I'm going to double crochet in the next double, which is the last, the second of the last stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 2 doubles in the last double crochet, which is actually the top of the turning chain. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the end of row 49, and there should be 76 of these chain loops. Now I'm not going to go back and count them all, but there should be. Let's see, I got a lot of them for free because I signed up for the yearly subscription. Yes, yep, got 12. Yeah, 12 free classes. I remember that. That was, yeah, was that with when Craftsy was still doing this, when they first launched the subscription, they gave you the free classes. I remember that, I think. Okay, so now we're going to do row 50, and you're going to chain 3 and turn. You're going to double crochet in the first double, so we do our increase again, and you're going to chain 1 just like normal. Every row starts with a double crochet in the first, a chain 3, a double crochet in the first double crochet, and a chain 1. And then you're going to double crochet in the next double crochet and in the next chain 1 space, which is, so I've got my 2 double crochets, my chain 1, my first double crochet in that next double, and then double crochet in the chain 1 space. So there you go. And then it says double crochet in the next double crochet. And then it says chain 1, 3 double crochets in the next chain 4 space. So you're skipping over the top of the single crochet. So I'm going to do that really fast. And then I'm going to show you. So here's the last double crochet I did before the chain 1 space. And then 3 in that loop. See, now that loop's starting to look like an actual loop instead of just a straight line across the top. So then you're going to chain 1, and you're going to repeat from the asterisk across, which is 3 double crochets in the next chain loop. Chain 4 space, I guess. Chain 1. 3 double crochets in the next loop. So literally it's 3 double crochets in the chain 4 space, and then a single chain. So literally I'm going to do 1 more and then I'll show you. Okay, so pull my hook out so you guys can see what I'm did here. So here's the beginning part, which is pretty normal from what you guys saw from the other other clues. But then here we start with a chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. And when you have it upside down, it doesn't stretch those loops, but once you block it, those loops are going to open up. You see how that works? And so you're going to do that all the way across until you get to, I got to make sure I read this right. You're across to the next chain 1 space. So remember, these are all chain 4s until you get up to the tip. And right up at the tip, there's that chain 1 space before the center spine double crochet. So you're just going to keep repeating that till you get there. Okay. I'm working on clue 2. I wanted to ask if the final count of double crochets is 289 instead of 309. Martha, I don't know if, are you on the forum? Because we answered that question in the forum, and it is 229. It's the final count is 220. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. Yes, the final count on row, yes. No, I take that back. I'll have to go back and count because on row 38, you should have had 229. And I did not do the math yet for it. So Martha, go on the forum. In the clue 2 section, could you post that question to remind me to just to do double check on those numbers for you? It would be so much easier if you could do that for me. Otherwise, I will forget once this is over. So I would appreciate that. So does anybody else have any questions for me? This is going to take a little bit here, but I should have enough time to get through this side until I get to the point. Because your count is different. Yeah, go ahead and post it for sure, Martha. And I'll definitely do a count once I see it for you, and I'll post on there what the new counts are. The final pattern, I'm going back once we do the layout of the pattern. I'm going to go back through and just make sure all the counts match what I'm correcting on my sheets so that when the final pattern comes out, it'll have the right stitch counts on it. Okay. Anything else you guys want me to chat about while I'm doing this? Trying to think if there's anything else that's new. My site going down was kind of my long week, so I didn't get a whole lot done. In fact, I'm a little behind Gina on the sock class. I haven't done my 2 cuffs and legs yet, so those are going to be happening later today and tomorrow, so I'll be caught up. So those of you guys on the East Coast, I had a friend tell me that she got the smoke from the west side there in Ohio. Have you guys noticed the smoke in the air from our fires over here? I'm curious because it just seems like such a far, I mean, I know Colorado is on fire too, but it just seems like that's a long distance for smoke to travel like that, and ash and stuff. Oh, I love the pink color change too. It's such a different look than that purple and the blue too. Not pretty. Oh, I love this yarn. Upstate is getting it. Oh, wow. Okay. So it is traveling that far. Wow. It just seems like it's such a distance, but there are so many fires. As of last week, I haven't seen a final count this week, but as of last week, there were 95 separate fires just in California, Washington, and Oregon, which that's a lot of fires. When I was growing up in California, I mean, we would get, in Oakland, there's an area called Piedmont that used to always go, it would always light up almost every summer. And my parents live on a hill that's right above one of the highways, Highway 580, in the East Bay area. And their house was up on the hill, and the hill went down to the freeway. And if we would have a car fire, then the hill would light up. But it was, other than that, we never really had the fires that you're seeing right now. We've seen haze there in the okay. One of the ones, yeah. Oh, all the way. Well, that doesn't surprise me if it's going east or west a little bit to Russia. If it's going from, because, you know, we're on the coast, so Russia's just on the other side of the Atlantic, or the Pacific, not the Atlantic. Jeez, I need more coffee, guys. Yeah, but if it's going east and it's hit Russia, that's scary. I mean, if Italy and all those countries are getting it too, that's really scary. Although, you know, as bad as it's been, yesterday was the first time in 7 days that I left my house because the smoke was so bad. Yeah, it was crazy. It's crazy still. And I need to go to the grocery store the worst way. So that might be happening in my future with my big, thick mask. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. I'm almost there. I just want to make sure that you guys get the point. And next week will be my last mystery crochet along. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit in my live chats, but it'll be the last video I do because it's the last clue. So okay, guys, I'm trying to think what else is new or I can tell you about. Oh, I knew there was something else. Okay. Here in Washington, we usually have our LYS shop tour in May. And of course, with COVID, everything was canceled. But I worked with my local shop, Stilly River, and I had designed a pattern for them on for the free crochet pattern that the shop gave away on for May. And then it got canceled, and they were pushing it to September. Actually, this week would be the week that I would have started yesterday, and we would have been pushing through until Sunday, having the LYS tour. And they decided to cancel it again because it still wasn't safe here in Washington per the governor's orders. So what my shop decided to do, and Gina, you'll be excited about this too. The pattern I designed is called Cadence, and it's with Ella Rae's Cozy Alpaca worsted, and it's a cabled hat with a big old pom-pom on top. And so if you go to my new website, my updated website, you'll see Cadence is listed as the new pattern in the shop, because right now what Stilly River is doing is if you buy the Ella Rae Cozy Alpaca from her this week, you have until Saturday night. And when she closes on Saturday, if you buy 2 skeins of the Cozy Alpaca from her, she will give you a code to download the pattern for free. If you're not interested in buying the yarn, because I know a lot of people just want the pattern, I will be sending out in my newsletter. My newsletter is going to be a little different because I had to launch with her this pattern. I didn't do my usual Tuesday pattern. I didn't do my usual Tuesday pattern release that I usually do. Every time I release a book or a pattern, I do it on Tuesdays. Tomorrow's newsletter is going to be the pattern release for my newsletter, because part of the deal of doing a shop only pattern is that she gets the option to sell it first and give it away for free, and then I can release it. So Friday, I'm going to release it to my newsletter. There's going to be a 25% off coupon for that pattern, as well as my subscribers always get 25% off the newly released patterns. So if you're not a part of my newsletter, make sure you subscribe today, because tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific time is when that newsletter will go out with the coupon. And I don't retro send out newsletters to my subscribers who just subscribe after it happens. So you have to be subscribed as of the time that I release the pattern. So although it's been released, and if you want to buy it at full price, you can buy it at full price right now. So that's another option as well. So just be watching for that for my newsletter. Gina asked me a question, but first let me get to the bottom one. The cadence hands, it's so cute. I saw it on Instagram over the weekend. Yeah. Oh, it's fun. It's a fun cable. And one of the things I'm thinking about doing, if you guys are interested in this, let me know. I was thinking about shortly after releasing it, I might go out there and do a Zoom class on how to do the cable, or do like a crochet along, maybe after this crochet along is over, for anybody who wants to crochet it, and we can do a Zoom class, just kind of a free little get on Zoom. I'll show you how to do that cable. And then, so if you guys are interested, let me know. And I will put that in the newsletter as well. As a designer, do I get excited about mystery crochet alongs or just releasing patterns? But I really get excited about mystery crochet alongs because I love to do giveaways with my followers. That's makes them really excited. But I don't want to say that I'm more excited about the mystery crochet along. I think there's a different kind of excitement, because I'm excited for you guys to see the shawl or whatever it is we're doing crocheting develop, for those of you who like the mystery of that. But I really get excited about releasing regular patterns. I have a new pattern coming out next month that I can't wait to show you guys. You've seen it a little bit on Instagram if you follow me there, and it's been a long time coming for this pattern to be released. So there's that one. And then books, I think I get more excited about my books because they are a year of work, at least. Some of them have been more than a year of work to get them out in the world. And I get really excited about releasing the full-length books, like a modern Italian lace crochet. I don't know if you guys can see it back there above my head. The one with the this one, you can't point on the screen. The one right here, the one on the end, that one was because of the labor of love. So it was really exciting for me to get that one out to you guys. Okay. Oh, and that book too. It was kind of disappointing because the week I launched it was the week that all the Black Lives Matter protests started. So I didn't even get to launch the book the way I wanted to, because I just felt like no matter how I felt about what was going on in the world, it was not the right time to just push a book. So I just kind of backed off on it. So you guys will probably see me relaunching Modern Italian Lace Crochet. So just a little fun fact so you guys know. Okay, so on row 50, I am now at the point, and I just finished my last set of 3 double crochets. And so now what you're going to do at the point to that chain 1 space, I'm going to double crochet in that chain 1 space. But remember, there's 3 double crochets and a chain 1. I'm going to double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then you're going to chain 1, double crochet in that spine, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the other chain 1 space, and there's your point right there. Do you see that right here where you've got a double crochet, a chain one space, there's the spine, chain one, and the double crochet here. So instead of having a bunch of singles right there, I want to make sure I did that right. Yes, I did do that. Right. So instead of having a bunch of singles right here where it shortened everything like it did on the previous row, you've got the double crochets here that really make you see that double crochet in the center spine. But then once you've done that center spine, then you're going to go back to, I'm going to go back to the words just so that I'm reading it right. Okay, so then you are going to chain one, and then you're going to start doing the same thing again, where you do 3 doubles into your chain 4 spaces. And then chain one, and then go back to the next. So I'm going to just hold this up after I get this one done. This group of 3. Okay, so now I'm going to hold it up. You'll see how now you've got these group of chain ones, and then it's almost like a granny square stitch. The only thing that makes it different is that you've got these spaces underneath the stitches. And then, so you're going to do the same thing all the way down the other side. You're going to end the row as normal. It's got all the instructions there for you. And then on row 51, what changes, it's basically the same thing. But on row 51, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 3 and do your double on the first and all that. But then you're going to start making those chain 4 spaces again. So it's instead of skipping 4 double crochets like we did on the first one, you're going to be doing your single crochets in between or in these chain 1 spaces. So you can still chain 4, but you're going over 3 doubles instead of 4 doubles. Does that make sense, everybody? I just want to make sure I get to that point. So it's literally the same repeat. It's the same 2 rows, and it's let's see, you're going to repeat row 54 or 50 to 53 all the way. That's the repeat rows, is 50 to 53. And then your last row is going to be row 50 one more time. So it's basically the same repeat, but it's just that we had to set up that first row different because we had the V stitches instead of the 3 double crochets. Is that making sense, guys? So far? Does anybody have any questions before I answer any other questions? Any questions on the crochet along? Are you guys enjoying it? Do you have questions? Do you feel like it's really weird that it wants to cup and do weird things until you block it? A lot of times people don't like to block things because they just want to be done with it and they don't want to take the time to block. But there are a lot of things because of weights, things increase and even decrease in certain patterns. You have to block in order for it to do what it's supposed to do. There's no way to just crochet the pattern and not block it. Otherwise, you're going to have all these weird ripples and stuff. So just a key little thing, because I've been getting a lot of questions on behind the scenes about, is this right? It's cupping or it's wrinkling weird, and it's mine is doing it too. I keep snapping pictures for people so they can see what mine is doing. Gina says it sounds good. You're loving it, but you're Linda. Yeah, you know what? That's why I always pad the end of the mystery crochet along a couple weeks, because I know that life is life. I mean, like I said before, I'm behind on the class I'm teaching because of life. So don't worry about it. But I'm glad you're getting going. So I'm really excited to see everybody's shawls. We got a couple more minutes here, or I've got about 6 more minutes before I need to go. So if anybody wants to talk about anything, I might just sit here and try to finish this row while we're here. And then I'll probably work on it tonight. Probably do my socks first and then I'll work on this, but yeah. Anybody have any questions? Or it's getting warm in here. The weird thing about this new place that we live is that it's drier than the west side. So even if when it's 78 degrees, which is quite a bit cooler than it's been, I still am sweating and really hot. And I don't want to turn on my fan. It's right behind me here because it sounds really weird. It gives me feedback on my video. So I haven't been doing that. Let's see. You stopped your medical. Oh my goodness. Linda, you stopped working on your job because of this shawl? Oh my gosh. Or is that just for the video today? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm glad you're enjoying it though. I mean, I'm having a really good time to make. Normally, I don't like to make the same project twice. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm a designer rather than I am a hobbyist. I mean, I will pick up someone else's pattern that I really like and just do it for the sheer enjoyment of it. But I never want to make anything more than once. But I'm really enjoying this this pattern again. It's one of those patterns, and maybe it's because the stitches change every clue, so it keeps my mind engaged. So yeah, and I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait for this one to be finished. And this one I'm keeping for me. It's not going to be a sample or anything. I'm going to be wearing this one, so I'm really excited. Just for the video, okay. I gotcha. I could go faster if he stopped getting tongue-tied and using the wrong terminology. Oh, you know, I really respect those of you who transcribe doctor's notes, even whether they're oral or written, because that's something I just don't know how I could do it. I was happy to show knitters that crocheting is cool too. Oh, yay! I like to hear that. That's my goal in life, because crocheters always feel like they're the ugly stepsister of knitting, and I never felt that way because I learned from the beginning that that crochet can be delicate and fine and lacy, and I just, you know, and I learned crochet first, and my grandmother was so enamored with crochet. I mean, she was a knitter too, but she always told me crochet does things better than knitting, and knitting does things better than crochet, and they're different things, and you just have to learn to appreciate what each one of them does. Like I mentioned at the beginning, as I started a sweater for myself that's knitted, and as much as I would love to do it in crochet with the yarn I'm using and that's required for this pattern, it would be too bulky in crochet, and where knitting is just perfect for a Fair Isle yoke sweater. So I'm very excited on being able to knit myself a sweater. But there are sweaters. I have a sweater in mind that I want to make with one of the yarns that, and I think I've actually switched which yarn I want to use. One of the yarns I got from Knitting Fever that I want to make a crochet cardigan out of. So yeah. I was so happy. Yeah, crochet is cool too. You were sitting on the porch. Oh, that's right. Doing your sock class. And see, and you know, and that's the other thing too, Gina, is that people think that you can't crochet socks. And I don't know why, because there are a lot of patterns now, a lot more than when I started crocheting socks. But I mean, why does it have to be just a knitted thing? So very excited to hear you say that they were impressed. And you know, crocheted socks are a little denser than knitted socks, but they still are as fun and as beautiful as knitted socks, I think. So yes, Anne, they think crochet is only for doilies. And well, that's what I learned when I was younger, is doilies. My grandmother learned in Italy, so my background's in Italian lace. You don't have to do doilies, and you can use the beautiful things. Yes, dense socks are the thing on wood floors. Yes, and my new house is going to have wood floors, so I'm very excited to start using all of my crocheted socks again. I'm very excited for that. And if I want slippers, I can make them as slippers too. I mean, I could just make them in a thicker yarn and my socks become slippers. So it is 10 o'clock my time here. So it's 1 o'clock Eastern. And if you're anywhere else in the world, I know it's even later than that. So unless you're in Alaska, Alaska and Hawaii, but I don't think anybody here is from Alaska and Hawaii. So I'm going to go ahead and go, but I hope you enjoyed this clue. And for those of you who are going to be are working on the mystery crochet along, make sure to post your progress over in clue 3 in the thread for clue 3 that I just realized this morning that I didn't make a sticky. So I'll do that this morning as well. And if you have any questions, post them in the threads or give me send me an email. If you don't want to post it on the board, that's fine. But I'm trying to keep all the questions for the mystery crochet along on the boards so that because a lot of people have the same questions, and this way at least I answered it or someone else has answered it if I didn't get to it first, and everybody has access to that information. Someone did ask me though before I go. I think Anne might have been you who asked me how long I was going to leave the boards open for the mystery crochet along, and I am going to, even though the mystery crochet along officially ends on the 9th, and I'll be selecting the winners on the following Monday, or maybe even Saturday. It depends on the only reason why I said Monday is because with the building of our house, things kind of get weird. So, but I know I'll be in the office on Monday. So, but if I have time on Saturday, I will. But I'll keep the boards open through the end of the year. I am actually with this new course platform. There's a new forum that I need to use to go with it so that the people in class can have a place to chat. And there's a good chance that I will move all my pattern testing to that forum as well. Not 100%, not 100% at all. But as long as that forum is there, it'll leave it open for you guys. So just so you guys know. But other than that, I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will see you next week and on the forums. Hope you have a good day.